Welcome back to Artist Archive Podcast, guys. So today you have me, Jeff.
Another archiver, Madison.
And the third archiver, Michael.
And today we have a phenomenal guest. He is a creative visionary, does video work, photography, creative direction, production. Honestly, he just killed it in the scene and everything that he does. Let's introduce J Visionz.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hey,
Thank
welcome.
you for being here today.
Welcome to the hot seat.
Thank you for having me. This is definitely the hot seat.
Yeah, right.
In front of the
Feel a
camera
little
today.
I am.
Love bringing people who are used to being behind the camera in front, and then we're just like, okay, what do we do? Hands.
Oh yeah.
We go, hey. What do I do again?
But no, we're super excited to have you on the podcast. I mean, at least for me, I've known you for a while and seen your work throughout the years and everything, always killing it. I know for you guys, it's great introducing you guys to Jay.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Go by many names.
Mm-hmm. So when we were trying to figure out this episode called Mapping Your Trajectory, we noticed that it was hard to kind of narrow down what you do because you're very multifaceted.
Yeah,
Right.
and that high quality with every single thing you do. I'm just like, damn, all right.
It's like, what's the niche here? Is there a niche, or you just kill it in everything that you do?
Mm-hmm.
So then, before we start, we would like to get a little bit background on you and just kind of get to know more of your story. You know how you started.
How I started. Man, it's like, where do we begin with that? I guess let's start with where the idea to even start photography or when it first popped up in my head, I guess, as a kid. We all watched PBS Kids, and we watched that. I think on that channel we had Nova, and it showed these photographers with these big old lens. They're out in the wild, and they get to photograph nature. And I just knew photographers are cool. They get to go. They travel the world, and that was something that I always wanted to do as a kid, is to travel. And I just knew that person, that the camera, got to do that. I guess moving on to high school time when I was ready to graduate, I had a friend who was already a photographer, and he was doing wedding stuff. And when I got to ask him, hey man, what is it that why'd you choose photography? He's like, well, one, I'm my own boss. I get to meet amazing people, and I travel. And I was like, okay, I think this is what I want to do. And so I, the first year of after graduating high school, I just worked my butt off for lots of jobs and things like that. My parents gave me an ultimatum. They're just like, hey, you're not going to sit around the house. I need you to, you're either going to work one full-time job and two part-time, because it's I don't want you messing around. You're either going to go to school and have a part-time job, or you're going to join the military. One of those. You're just not going to do it. So I chose the route because I didn't know what to do just yet. The three jobs. And that was going to, they're like, hey, Save, want you to go into school with this. So cool. And the more I saw that friend progressing and just traveling, I was like, I think I'm going to do this. But something in my mind was, I wanted to do things a little different because I kind of know myself. I have to jump in. I cannot do baby steps. I have to jump in. And I used all my savings to literally buy a Mac, the camera, the lenses, the tripod, the lights. I bought everything, and then I quit my job. The reason for it, my ideology at the time, was I don't endorse this. Okay, I don't endorse this. Okay, I quit my jobs, and the mindset behind it was, well, if I'm gonna do this, I can't have a backup plan. I can't be half in, half out. I have to be good. I have to really pick this up. I have to give it my all. And if I have this backup thing, I'm just gonna put half-ass work into it. And so I had just enough savings to my first month and everything like that. This is the time when asking people to do a photo shoot was kind of a little bit taboo.
Yeah.
So this is like 2014, and so you would comment on people's, because you couldn't DM people, you had to comment people on Instagram, hey, let's do a photo shoot. And that was like kind of weird. It's like, who are you? Why are you asking for photos? Because photographers at that time was like, it's just weird, you know? You either were super established to show your work, but if you were like just starting, that is creepy.
Yeah, it's like, why do you just want to randomly take pictures of me?
Yeah, why do you randomly
when I
want to
don't
take
know
pictures of
you?
me? It was
Yeah.
just, it was
Get
just
out of
not
the
it.
comments.
Yeah, get out of the comments is kind of embarrassing when you have to do, you're in there, because everyone else sees like, wow, he's desperate. No, just hungry. There was a period where like the savings was starting to run out, and I could not. I was getting people to do photo shoots with me. You know, just started asking 100 people. I had like maybe 10 of them get on board, and I would tell them, hey, tag me and tell your friends and family on. At the time, Facebook was bigger than Instagram, and so that's where it all started. And I then got brought on to a music video set, and I literally like loved it. I loved every aspect of it, and within a month of showing, I guess, like some creativity, it was just seeing a production, the lightings, it made my work look a little bit better. That and I did that for free, of course, to get the experience. That then got the attention of a Spanish wedding company who was looking for a photographer. They wanted somebody, and so I got pulled into the wedding industry just about a month and a half in. But again, these were people willing to take in just about anybody who was willing to learn. And I was like just basically learning two styles at once. And so I got this urban street photography, music video side of me going, while also having the wedding side, and slowly building this J Visionz look that you guys like, that people enjoy seeing me create. And so that was like my first portion of like my first year. I also, in the very beginning, wrote on a sticky note, a little note, because again, I'm jumping into the deep end. I'm getting into this point, and I wrote on this sticky note basically saying that this is art, David. If you focus on the art, money and things will come down the road. People will love. And so I still have this sticky note. Actually, my mom has it in a Ziploc bag, so she reminds me that I don't get carried away. And she's like, to continue to create. I was really, really wanting to become like a rock star photography, and it's just something my mom. Yeah, I did that at the time, and so I was like really trying. Sorry guys, I'm like
You're good.
getting all over the place with this story, telling you guys my background.
But love learning all this about you, for sure. How hard was it for you to make that decision to basically just be all in with no backup plan? Because that is a risky move.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is a risky move, and I think it was it was just. I think I had the privilege. That's another thing. I had the opportunity. I had at the time. I was 20. No kids. I had. I bought a very used car, so I didn't have no car payments or things like that. So my responsibilities weren't like crazy. And so it was like, I guess like there was not a lot to risk.
Yeah.
But there was enough to risk. Like I did risk I guess a life, having a life, because I was so devoted to this. Instead of going out partying, I was on YouTube watching everything and anybody. If you guys know F-Stoppers, I Shoot Raw, all those guys. I like literally watched all their YouTube videos on how to become a photographer, and then offering my services for free, and driving around all of Phoenix. Literally, my money went towards gas, finding spots.
Yes.
And literally, I would see like the craziest thing was like I would drive down an alleyway. I'm like, oh, this is a spot to shoot, and I'd go explore it. That's where all my time went. And so that was the other thing too, is like the risk of like, having not really having much of a life, and a lot of friends at the time didn't really understand it. I lost a
Yeah.
couple friends on the way, but I made some really amazing people.
Yeah, it's always tough because that is literally the grind early on when you start off. It's like you focus 100%, and a lot of people, especially as creatives and artists, we're really hungry for what we do. It's like
Yeah.
100%, and a lot of people who don't have that same mentality, they don't get it. It's like, bro, take a break. Hey, go out to party with us. Go do this, and you're like, no, I'm locked in.
I got like an obsessive. I had like an
Yeah.
obsessive amount. It was just so fulfilled. I can't explain it to you guys. I feel like now, a decade later, I'm chasing that feeling. I'm chasing that fire I had because it was, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a love. It was a different level of
Yeah.
love for it. To spend all day freaking watching YouTube videos, to then get on the computer to color the sky differently, this couple flowers. You know, when you first start shooting, this flower looks pretty.
Color balance that.
Yeah, color
Color
balance
balance,
that.
yeah.
Honestly, it was crazy. And yeah, it's just,
No,
I got obsessive.
I get that because I think that's something only artists and creatives will truly, truly understand. Because I went through that same route, that same process with my photography. It's just like you get so locked into just fine tuning the edits, like these little dials where it's just 1 or 2 point. We see the difference, but most people will be like, "It's the same thing. What are you doing?" It's like, no,
Yeah.
it matters. The details matter.
Yeah, the details definitely matter. I would say again, like I said, it was obsessive.
Yeah.
How'd you say? I prioritized photography more than like relationships with people. I loved creating. I think that was maybe a little issue of mine in the very beginning was that let's say girlfriends and stuff, I was more focused on the photography. The camera was.
How did they take that?
Ian.
Yeah. Like, unless they were with me doing it. Yeah. I get the obsessive thing. I creatively direct my own shoots, and I went up to Prescott for one of my shoots, and I literally yelled at my younger sister. I'm like, run it again. Again. And they're like, are we ever going to go? I'm like, no, again. Barefoot. Again. More. This. I literally yelled at her. I'm like, I'm going to throw a rock at you. Because I want this to look genuine.
This has to
Because
look
it's like a spooky concept. And
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, I want it to look genuine. And my mom's like, you good? I'm like, no, I'm going to get the shot. So yeah, I get it. And it's a wanderlust, hunger. It's obsessive, and you just keep going for it. And you know, even when I draw, or like when I'm at home and then I suddenly get the idea, then I'm scrolling on the internet finding inspo images for 3 or 4 hours in the middle of the night, right? So I think a lot of creatives get that.
Yeah. What was the process for you when it came to developing your style, your look for your work?
Whew, man. I think it was just, it got developed by taking on everything. Like I said, I dropped work. This was all in. I didn't just tippy toe in. And so I had to make ends meet while also learning and creating my style. I took on everything: maternity photo shoots, weddings, music videos, everything. That kind of shaped those polar opposites shaped the style as we were going. And I found like so many colors on this end, and I found lighting with this end on music videos, and then the lighting from weddings, and then how can I make something look. And so I think one thing that really helped me, and it was like one of the things that I couldn't stop doing, I think my first year, was going to abandoned places. So this place that looked ugly, that a lot of people would be like, that's gross, that's nasty. I then would take like a model or like some people and put them in there and make them look beautiful within this space that would be considered ugly. Now it's this beautiful thing. In the grand scheme of it, it was like it would tell a story. And I think, when I was doing these things, doing these photo shoots in these abandoned places, I think that's where it like started to like kind of click, that I gave a place that didn't have much a meaning, had a story now with this subject in it. And I was like, oh, I want my photos to have they say, you know, a photo is worth 1,000 words. I wanted mine to have 2,000. I wanted it to be a story. I wanted it to be more. And I think that's where, it's a book. Yeah. I think that's where it started.
That's a line right there.
So, David, let me ask you, because I was researching your Instagram last night, and you're talking about keeping the story going. But on your Instagram, you photograph everything from fashion to food. So how do you keep all of those stories going at the same time?
I know. This is a hard question. This is definitely a hard question because I have I don't think I'm, hold on.
I mean, honestly, I ask it out of admiration because I don't think I could do it.
I think another thing too is when I was in high school, I just didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to go. I like everything. And I have ADD. I just love everything. Can't stay in one place and do, just can't do the same thing over and over. And I get tired, and if it gets repetitive, I start to I just don't like to do it. And photography is a place where I can channel. I think it's my way of able to. It allows me to go ahead and to fulfill that side of me that likes to do everything. It takes me to do food. Takes me to do. It allows me to do fashion, lets me to do product photography, lets me to go do some documentary out of the country or something like that. It fulfills all those craving from my ADD. I think that's how I carry. It's just yeah.
Just need the stimulation.
It's just it's just constant stimulation from different places. If I were to do one, if I stuck to a niche, I don't think I'd be that all too good. I think I'd be bored. I like everything.
Yeah.
I get that. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so because you've explored so many different styles of photography and stuff like that, what's one thing that's kind of jumped out at you learning on the way? Whether that's a random thing when you're in food photography or fashion photography, what's one that you're like, wow, if I had never done this, I would have never known?
Wow. This is another hard question because I do everything. All these things all happen at once that they were all pivotal. I wanna say weddings. I'm gonna say weddings, event photography in itself. Event photography showed me crowd control. Also reading the room with the bride, understanding that she's I think they're very expressive. They can tell you when they're happy and they're not. And then to work with her on their big day, help you gotta be a hype man. You gotta control that the emotions, the energy there to get the shot that they chose you, they trust you. And it's very intimate. You're creating a moment that is going to last forever, and that was something that I really taking in. Body language, everything, facial expression, the energy to make sure I captured that because they trust you with taking this big moment. Yeah. I think weddings was probably the biggest one. It teaches you crowd control, intimate understanding, and there's big responsibility there. That one's a big responsibility for weddings.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yes.
One thing I really like you said is that they're trusting you to get that shot. And I think that when people are starting off and stuff like that, we kind of forget that a lot of times. I'm being trusted to do this. Mm-hmm. And that's I don't want to say it's overwhelming, but it's a big responsibility for sure. It
could be overwhelming sometimes.
I would imagine so, especially a wedding photo. I mean, most people only do it once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Notice I said most.
I only want to take your photographs once. I wish I don't want
Do not hire me again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna have a problem with hiring me again, but I'm gonna give you a look no, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah.
All right, guys, we just took a quick break. Welcome back. So something you were talking about earlier that really caught my attention is the topic of ADD and how it's influenced your work. I would love for us to explore that a little bit more, because how has that shaped your work? Because I feel like it's definitely a big factor in terms of your growth.
Yes. So when it comes to like my ADD again, it's not to see it as a disability or something.
Yeah.
Like see it wrongly, see it more like a tool, use it to, seeing it more as an asset, I guess.
Yeah. Because I definitely see that you're someone who can speak on that, because like you're saying right now, ADD is often seen as, I hate saying it this way, like as a crutch or something that can hold you back, but you've definitely leaned into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So again, seeing it more as a positive thing than a negative. I think when we get really stuck on continuously seeing it negatively, we just don't move forward. If we use it and see it as a positive thing, okay, so I'm going to be doing this project. I want to say that it's helpful in stressful situations. You're able to multitask on multiple things at once.
Yeah.
Than other people who can't. It's like overwhelming. This helps a lot on big productions on set. I'm sure when you got to put on so many hats, it's definitely overwhelming. And but for some reason, it's I thrive on it. I can handle multiple things at once, and especially in like crunch time, when it's time to that go. It's coming very, very handy.
What are ways that you utilize or I don't want to say utilize, but how do you manage it, I guess, is what I'm asking. Yeah.
Make
what I'm
it
curious
work for
about.
ya.
Yeah, make it work for you.
Make it work for me. So it helps a lot if you're aware of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, it's like if you're gonna get easily distracted. Definitely kind of help create a list, and then give yourself a sooner deadline, because for some reason that you run on that stress of like that. How would you say?
I feel like if I procrastinate it, it's going to feel so good when I get it done.
Yeah. And so it's, I guess that's one way, but that's not really, this is definitely not a good way of doing it, but of handling it. And I think that just works. That's just how it works for me, telling myself that, okay, David, it's actually due this day, and this is how we're going to go about it. And so that crunch, again, I just work great under that stress.
I think like I've actually been like sometimes like I don't necessarily have ADD, but I personally have like anxiety and some other mental health stuff. So like when I get like into crunch mode and I'm just like locked into like, how do you stay? And I'm like, you just go. Just in the mood. But yeah. So for your ADD, do you think honestly that's one of the explanations of like why you venture and explore so many things?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I cannot stay doing the same thing over and over again. That's probably why I was never made for an office job, or to be confined within a place and you're only limited to work on this. That's not me. I gotta go out, venture, meet people, go be at a different location. And at my place, I literally have an office set. But I will get tired of my own space, my own workspace, that I'll go to my friend's spot and it's on his kitchen, but the scenery is different and I'm okay with it. Sometimes I got to go stay at Starbucks,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that for like 1 week, then be like, oh, thank God I'm back. I appreciate my home office again. And then I'll get tired of it, go back to Starbucks. And then I get tired of Starbucks and I'm like, I'll be at my friend's kitchen. And he's, it's something.
It puts you in that position of adjusting, changing environment.
And I think because of it, it puts me in situations where at Starbucks, I've actually met somebody who turned into a client. They were like, oh, what are you working on? I see you're editing photos. I'm like, yeah. They're like, you do photography? I was like, yeah, I do. And they're like, do you do real estate? And I was like, yeah. Do you have a drone? I was like, yes. He's like, can you show me? He's like, cool. I have a listing tomorrow, but it won't be. I'll be they're like, the best time is like next week Monday. Can you come and get some content of it, and I'll pay you. I was like, of course, got you. And because of I think it puts me in places where it just works. Things happen. Things are, And then because I'm visiting, also when I instead of just being at the comfort of my home, and it puts me into like a friend's house. He happens to have company over, and they're like interested in what I do, and starts a conversation that, hey, I have a wedding coming up. My brother's getting married. Do you do wedding photography? Yeah, I do. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, and I think that's one of the benefits, and me seeing my ADD and just it's want to be not in the same place. It's like I gotta go do this, but still trying to be focused on the work to get done. Puts me in good places.
Yeah.
The Artist Archive podcast is proudly sponsored by 9 The Gallery, the source of the stunning artwork featured in our episodes.
Specializing in investment-worthy art from Arizona artists, 9 The Gallery transforms space with locally sourced art.
By connecting businesses and collectors with exceptional artwork, they elevate the environments and the creative community. Connect with them on social media at 9 The Gallery and at 9thegallery.com.
And now back to our episode. Have you gotten a lot of your work or clients by essentially being in the right place at the right time, doing your own thing, and having them see what you do? In terms of editing, right? Like you're saying, like in different, like Starbucks and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a big part of how you get your work? Or get your leads?
I want to say like maybe 5%.
Yeah.
Just being when it comes to like at least that portion of time spent. I want to say the majority of I want to say like 80% of the work I get is literally word of mouth. It's not even Instagram. It's not even the website. It's literally word of mouth. Somebody telling them the time, the extra miles that I went to go make this happen, their experience with me. It's literally that, people just talking, and then I just get a text. They're like, hey, I was referred by. It's not,
How big is it for you in terms of making sure that the people you work with have a good experience with you? Like how pivotal a role is that in your business and what you do?
I do quite a bit to make sure they have a great experience.
Yeah.
I think it all starts first with the how you message your conversation with them. Some people are straight to. I understand that some people I don't got time for funny business, which I agree. We get asked a lot, but we need to build a little bit of rapport with them, even if it's just through Instagram. But now I feel like through text messaging and Instagram is too there's a distance, there's like a separation there that I now tell them, like, hey, let's jump on a phone call. Hey, let's do a Zoom call. I think once we see each other and they finally get to see how I am, and we start to talk and stuff, the walls of like of theirs gets down. Okay, so I'm not just gonna have a transactional. This person's gonna make me feel comfortable. I can trust this person, and that's what I'm literally trying to make sure that I want them to feel trusted, and so that's one of my new processes, is literally having more of a human instead of digital connection.
That's huge. I definitely feel like, and this is a conversation we've had in the past, where it feels like with social media and how the digital age, that human one-on-one interaction is starting to get lost.
Correct.
And being able to hone in on that and focus on that really is important, especially in business.
Yeah.
Especially as a creative.
No, I agree. It's being lost. The rise of how would you say, things being more tangible. Back in the day, Instagram blew up. It was photos. People were striving for something more, and Polaroids blew up. And I think that's also now translating to human connection, human relationships. This online stuff is like, we're only seeing what people want us to show us and stuff like that. And I think the boom of like, you know, podcasts, you know, this type of content is because like we get to know the person way more than what they're trying to show us, and we strive for that connection with relatability that resonate. We want to connect with people. We want to have a relationship, and that form of hey, let's jump on a Zoom call, let's jump on a call, feeds into that, and helps me gain clients, and the word of mouth, people are trusting other people, is like, that's what's going for me.
Yeah, because you were just saying just now too, in terms of podcasting, right?
Yep.
Because a big part of why we started this podcast is just to have conversations.
Yeah.
Because that's so lost nowadays. And then just us having this podcast, even though we've known each other for a while and we worked together, I think I learned more about you. just us sitting down and having this podcast conversation than the different jobs that we worked at, or different interactions at events and stuff like that.
And I think that's the thing here, is that we knew our work version.
Yeah.
We knew our work version. We liked that. But now, you know, you got to know me. I would love to interview you guys. You know, but I don't even know no freaking podcast, but I'll just interview you guys just to hang out with you guys.
Right.
You know,
we'll do a podcast special episode, you know, where we're the ones
a bonus
Be
one.
really careful with that. He is good when it comes to asking questions. He will sit there and let you talk.
Yeah.
And then encourage you just enough so you talk a little more. He's good.
He knows all the tricks, apparently.
Yeah.
So would you say, because your trajectory as a creative, it's hella high. You perform at a high caliber. Would you say because you emphasize, you know, making those connections with your clients and the people you work with, that's what helps the trajectory the most, or it's a pivotal role?
It's pivotal, man, because, you know, we're talking about the trajectory of where this can go and stuff like that. There's many avenues.
Yeah.
And each of those avenues have different pivotal things. And I think, what would you say? It will all depend on how much I believe in myself, how much I push myself, how much more I'm able to how would you say, balance life. And that's what's really gonna be the key to going further, is learning more about myself to stay on track and balancing all these multiple things going on in life as a creative, and making this a career.
Yeah, all in the web of connections in the end, right? Because you're a dad too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how's that for you, balancing home, kids, creative industry?
It's a lot. It's a lot. And how would you say? You know, a lot of us, I think a lot of us creators fear parenthood. If it happens to them, they feel like they have to let everything go. I definitely was one. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna allow that. I just can't. This is such a big part of me, and this is like, it's my identity. If I lost this, it's like, I don't know what to do. If I'm not creating, I don't want to. I don't know.
You know what you do.
I don't know what I do, but you know, I have to be creating, and being a father, I think, adds a new layer, a new appreciation, and really valuing your time with your art, your kids. It teaches you balance. You finally have there's a lot of you start to prioritizing things that really matter and the things that don't, when you finally have children in your life and being a creative. You start really prioritizing your worth when you got kids, because they are an important thing, but you are also an important thing, and so you now need to respect yourself more. And I think that's what I found with being a parent, being a creative. I started saying no to things that were not worth my time. They were taken away from me and my kids, and things.
That's huge. It's almost like you filter out the things that are kind of almost. It's almost like BS in a way. It's like, no, look, the children are priority. Your work, everything you're doing is priority. Everything else, no, like words no longer matters.
Yeah. No, you definitely you find a new level of respect for yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've had those moments. I have 2 kids, and stuff like that. It's like they're watching you do everything and stuff like that.
Yep.
And when they know when you're like, you're not happy and like what you're doing is just isn't it for you. And like my daughter draws endlessly because she watches me draw and stuff like that. So you realize like everything that you're doing and stuff like that, it's this newfound like, wow, I have to show them like this matters to me and it matters healthily. And it goes back to you saying, you know, that respect for yourself and also them. So,
Yeah. And again, this is like another thing. It's like working with people, again, like respecting yourself, respecting your word, knowing to choose the right projects. And let's say this project you don't believe in, you're upset, you come home, you bring that energy back, and they're there. And so you are like, now before taking on a gig, it's like, is this gonna piss me off every day? And then I'm gonna come home, and then you then get mad. I get mad at myself when I bring that back home and I don't give my kids that type of like time and energy. Like you said, they feel everything. They watch
they
everything.
do.
If you come back home angry and you're like, they're learning from you. And I don't, I definitely don't want to come home angry. So
Yeah.
I choose these projects more.
The alignment, right?
Yeah, with they align with me to make me come home happy.
Yeah, we love that. We love
Mhm.
that for sure.
So with your creativity and everything that you do, how has it been for you to balance relationships?
I think it's very important that your partner knows that this is very important to you. This is an important aspect, that it is, in our case, who are very obsessed with this, it is almost like our, it's a identity. It's who we are. We have to feed it.
Yeah.
We have to nurture it. And then it's like, it's our me time.
Yep. This episode is brought to you by Martini Mates. Can't be bothered to make your own cocktails? Try Martini Mates ready-to-drink cocktails. It's veteran-owned, dairy-free, gluten-free, and hassle-free. Scan the QR code to get a location near you. Cheers, mate.
And so if they understand, and you're able to vocalize it, which is, you can balance things. You won't be upsetting them. I have been very vocal. I've found, luckily, a partner in the industry, so they understand too the way of this lifestyle.
Yeah, and that was a big part of our conversation earlier too when we were on our break. It's finding that person that understands it, that's in the industry, because like someone who's not in the industry is never really gonna get it.
No.
You know, and it's like what was it that you said, Michael, in terms of like the creative part is a part of you, the creativity, but then you're almost like in a relationship with them as well, right?
Yeah, if you're in a relationship with a creative and you're not a creative, you're in a throuple.
A throuple. There it is. You're in a throuple.
You know, there it is. You simply are.
Yeah.
And,
My art is my mistress.
Sometimes your partner is going to be number one, and sometimes your art's going to be number one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and whoever you're in that relationship with, they gotta have to be okay with it, or it is not going to work. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
I know of which I speak.
Michael speaking from experience, I believe.
Right. And I would love to open that conversation up to actually all of us in terms of like, how has it been for us in terms of trying to past experiences of making your partner understand that creativity is a big part of that relationship now, and they have to kind of accept it, deal with it, tolerate it.
Tolerate it. It's respected, I think.
Respect
think
it.
it's
Respect it.
it.
Yeah, don't tolerate.
Madison.
Respect
Yeah,
it.
like tolerate, like I think tolerance matters, but I think respecting it is different. And with my family, and as I've grown kind of older, and this is kind of how I view my art in general, is that I use art as one of the most biggest expressive points of me. It's one of the best ways for me to communicate because I feel things big and very intimately. Basically, what I will view my art as, I'm like, everything that I am making is a proxy of me. So basically, whatever I am feeling in that moment, or whatever version I am present in that moment, that's that. And what has helped me is that I've kind of explained it that way to people around me, and they get to kind of understand me actually better. So when you're like, it's an extension of me, but also is its own entity in that moment, that's probably one of the best ways that like I've started to explain it to people around me, and especially people like in my family now. I have like my older sister does like medical practice and stuff like that, and there's certain things she's just not gonna get. Like for one of my shoots, she's like, why would we be doing that? But like that's fine. But I'm like, it's just like once you accept that like it's of me and a part of me for that moment, we keep moving forward. That's what's helped me especially. So yeah.
For me, I guess it has been a struggle for me in terms of like relationships and my artwork. Because when I get dialed into a project, I'm like super focused in it, almost to the point where I like neglect my partners. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It happens.
Better to know it.
Yeah, and that's something I tend to have to address with my girlfriend's exes or whoever. It's just like, yeah, sometimes when I get super doubted and I'm focused and I'm working, that is priority at that moment. Not that they're not a priority. It's just like this is where my attention is at right now. So give me a little bit of my time to focus on this, and then maybe pull me out of that later on. You know, I don't know. This is an interesting question, actually, for everyone. How much, I think as a creative artist, we all know when we get in that creative workflow, right?
Yep.
You just get down in, and it's just like you're in it. How much you hate it when someone just pulls you out of that, when you're in the middle of it?
I want to say, in what way did they pull you out of it?
That
matters a
Yeah.
lot. That matters a lot. And that one matters a lot. 'Cause that one, I'm just like right now, like the scenario, like it really matters.
So many scenarios.
So many scenarios right now going in the, don't know which one to put to the forefront.
Let's say interrupts you.
Oh god.
Ooh, interruption.
That's never a good idea.
Yeah.
Interrupting. And I guess like, what's their reason for interrupting? Like, how big is this? Are they asking me to go clean when I could do this a little bit later?
That's a big
also,
one too.
it's worse when I guess it becomes a bigger thing when they know this project is a big deal. When the project is, this project either means a lot to you. This project is on the line. It's a deadline. Maybe, right now, hey, this thing's going to pay some bills. Right now that can wait. And I'm in a flow. Please don't disturb me. It really depends. It depends. But, that interruption, there's better be some good reason why.
Yeah. I've had situations where like someone was basically trying to show me an Instagram post or a story. I'm like, you saw that I'm, like you're saying, in the flow. Why are you interrupting me for that?
Yeah.
But I do think a big part of it is having that communication early before you start, or even at some point, like, hey, this is a priority, big project, or whatever the reasons are. Don't pull me out of it unless it's something significant.
Yeah, and I think another thing too, it's like don't. Here's one. It's like I'm realizing I don't like to be questioned of my methods. If it works for me, that's what works for me, and I like to do it this way, and this is how I just get things done. And if you see it inefficiently, it kind of bugs me, and what sucks too is like you want to take in their, especially if this person is like your significant other, and they're just trying to they a little confused why you do it that way. They may see it inefficient. They're just trying to help. They're just trying to understand you, but or to help you, but that just may not be the thing that works. It just doesn't work for you. You need it this way. I think that's an issue that I run into.
Big one.
Don't question the
conversation.
method.
Yeah.
Don't question the madness.
Don't question. There's a
My
method to the
chaos.
The
madness.
scientist is in the lab right now. It is madness.
And it takes as long as it takes.
Facts.
Yes.
The Artist Archive podcast is brought to you by Curry Fragrance. Curry Fragrance is the fragrance that embodies the delicate balance of clean freshness and timeless femininity. For the woman who radiates effortless grace, understated elegance, and quiet luxury, Curry Fragrance is your signature scent. It's more than a fragrance, it's a reflection.
That's a
another
good one. I didn't even think about that, but that's true.
Yeah.
100%.
Don't question the method. It just works for me.
Because your process is your process.
Mm-hmm.
What is... Actually, yeah, let's go back to the creative side of things for a bit. What is your creative process in terms of ideation and coming up with ideas, creating your flow when you're working and focus on the more art side of things, or even client work?
So explain that one more time.
So what's like your creative process in terms of ideation, coming with ideas, or just getting into the flow of what you do?
So one thing it all starts with that building that rapport with that person. I don't like creating fake. I don't want to work on a thing that you are not, on something that you are not, or something that you are trying, like if the it just like, I don't know, again, I think this comes into like you have to believe in what they're wanting to create, and so that way you're into it.
You have to believe in the project.
You have to believe in the project. But one of the creative processes is building rapport with them. We're going to create this thing, we're creating something, and I want to make it feel like it's you. Like I want to, like it's pieces of you. I don't want it to,
By proxy.
creating your and so people, when they come to me, I want to create a proxy of them.
Exactly.
And so I really try to get as much information. I try to get their vibe, and as they explain things, I'm like, okay, cool. So you like cool tones. You're a little moody. Okay, you want something moody? I got you. And so let's create this. They may not know like all the necessary things to voice what they're wanting, and so I'll throw in there like, so you want this dark big space room, like yes, that, and like cool tones, so like it's kind of blue, it's eerie, yes, I want that. Okay, cool. And they're like, I'm just helping them fill in the spots as I'm also like learning about them, like what music you into. Okay, I see what you like. You like rock, you like this, you like, okay, cool. That helps in the creative process of creating and giving them a really good experience and a product that they're gonna love. What are some
Our creative
things you
process.
guys do? I want to start with Michael.
Oh God! Why do they always start with me? I drink. I drink a lot.
So it starts there.
That's my response. No, I love what you said about building the rapport. I think
with them.
That is paramount. You have, that's the foundation.
Yeah.
That's the foundation. You have to have the rapport, and you can, as long as that's stable, you can go wherever you want to with any kind of a creative relationship.
Because people, I would say, I feel like there's a lot of people in my industry that just like, what is it you want? Okay, cool. And they go build that, and the person's still like not happy with, I kind of, I feel like something's missing, but they got what and if they just took the little bit of time to understand them, a little bit more about them, they would have nailed it. And the photographer, the person, they're like exceptional, they're amazing, but the client was like, I feel like something's missing, but they just took it for word and shot and create that, and it's like, I'll take it, when they could have.
I'll take it and I'm happy with it are not the same thing. And that's,
You're right.
that's the thing. You want them to walk away with, I like this.
I like this a
Exactly.
lot.
The
Yeah.
confidence, the trust.
Yeah.
It's like that's
Yeah.
100% me, and you nailed it. That's what you want to hear
Yeah.
from them.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or that's what I saw in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Madison
and-
was.
and-
what, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And as you said, building that rapport, that's how you do it. So well done. On point.
For sure.
So jump in a time machine. Let's go forward 5 years.
Mm.
Where are you? What are you doing?
Oof. Man, jumping 5 years from now, I believe I'm probably own an agency, or I'm partnered with a agency that aligns with my views a lot, with like really having a relationship with anybody we create with, and it's purposeful. The things that they do are purposeful, changing people's lives, doing something good, productive stuff, something around the lines of that. I see myself in the next 5 years either owning or finding the right people to make that happen. I also see myself in a leading position, leading people, and I also wanna help people see the at least the light, the end, and not every situation or like bump on the road is going to destroy their creative dream or goal, like having a child, relationships. I think I have a lot to offer, in the sense of like what to look for in a partner, or how to go about with partners, how to go about your creative career when you have kids. I think I want to help people down the road with understanding that they can still achieve all these things.
Awesome. What are some tips that you would give to young creatives who are just starting out? Tips for them moving forward that have helped you in your trajectory and what you've done for yourself.
One of them, the best one, is literally giving everything a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asks you to do maternity, I will say don't try to don't lead with charging them or things like that. Go and try it out first.
Oh,
Go.
okay.
I mean, it worked for me to go ahead and shoot just about everything, give everything, at least to learn that subject. I did it for free. I did so many things for free, and I learned quite a bit, gave me new perspective, and some of those things, like as of recently, the food photography. I've never done food photography, and I gave it a shot, and now it's like one of my biggest incomes.
Nice.
It's like a good portion.
Do you get to eat it after?
Oh,
You wouldn't want it.
I know.
It's one of the best perks. It's one of the best perks.
Yeah.
Is literally you get the food. You get to go home with the food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are some of the interesting things you learned with food photography that you didn't know before?
Wow. How much attention to detail. How much you literally there with the tweezers moving the little rice onto the other side. Placing. I'm still learning, and it is insane how much detail and how important food photography is. And it's we all interact with it. We all choose restaurants to why we go to that place, and it's food's very important. It's very, very important to us, and so photography on food is like crazy detailed.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I'm still learning it. It's ever
growing, ever learning.
Yes.
We never stop.
yes.
What are some of your favorite passion projects? Like what are the things that you love working on, whether it's for a client or even just for yourself?
Let's see. Some of my favorite passion projects to work on. lately, I feel like when you get this deep into the career, we don't do that many passion projects. And right now, a passion project for me could literally be as simple as going outside and having a shoot with the model, just spontaneous in the middle of like such a busy mid project, having so many projects, and I just need a break away from like the endless work, and that in itself is like a passion project, just to go outside and literally link with someone and shoot for the fun. That's where it's at right now. But passion, again, like I think it was passion projects, like for me, is literally having a whole team, group of people that I vibe with, and just creating something. I think it's that part, the process, the interactions with everybody, and then what comes of it is I think I'm more about the journey than the final result. That is my my passion project. I just want to be around like-minded people and work with them and create it. Just the journey part is more fun than the final product for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just want that team or those people. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to be surrounded like-minded people who understand me.
Yeah. We all want connections in the end.
Yeah.
So does your client. So.
Yeah. Make sure you're connecting with your clients.
Yes.
So what is your social media and everything? Where can everyone find you?
Say that one more time.
Your social media. Where can everybody find you?
Oh, where can everyone find me?
Yeah.
You guys can find me on Instagram. Everyone can find me at, it's the little @ J_Visionz on Instagram, and literally that's across all platforms.
J_Visionz
With the Z at the end.
With the Z at the end.
Yes.
All right. So there's something that we love to do on this podcast, which is asking the guests to come with a question to ask our viewers, the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Something to get a conversation going, or something that you would want them to think about and really consider. So for you, what would you like to ask the audience?
I'm going to ask them to do something that's a little bit not so heavy. It's easy and it's a little fun. Spark some curiosity.
Right.
I would ask the audience pretty much, go ahead and copy your profile, your Instagram profile URL, or any platform that you use, and then put it into ChatGPT and ask it to analyze what type of artist you are and whatever things you want to ask it. And it gives you like an unbiased, it'll give you like a report kind of thing. It'll even like put you in a category. ChatGPT called me urban elegance, his style is an urban elegance, which I feel like it kind of matches what I do. So yeah, I ask you guys to do this fun thing. Go and copy your profile URL, and ask ChatGPT to analyze it and what it thinks about you, or what's the first impression of you, and that may guide you or help you in use that knowledge to apply it to wherever you may need.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
Do you have anything coming up that you would like to give a shout out to, or even just general shout outs?
Just general shout outs?
I feel like myself. Moving on.
Big shout out to everyone who just like continuously keeps working with me. They're patient with me. They understand me. Big shout out to those people. I don't think without them, I'd be this far, because sometimes, if we didn't have those people who like understand you, we wouldn't keep doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So big shout out to those people. They know who they are. There's a list.
Facts.
That's huge. Huh?
Thank you so much for all of the amazing conversation today.
Yeah.
I had quite the conversation with you guys, and I enjoyed it, every bit of it, even off
Off
Yeah,
camera.
right.
camera, man,
camera.
conversations went off.
No,
Yeah.
actually.
They
Well,
were
we
great.
hope you'll come back.
Yeah.
I will. This is amazing. The attention to detail, everything, beautiful.
Appreciate it, man. But yeah, no, definitely, yeah. Love to have you on the podcast, and we hope to see you again for sure. All right, guys. So we are gonna wrap it up here. Join us at the next episode, and see you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Hi.
All right, nice. Nailed it.
Wow, guys.
I can breathe now.